Before now, it's been difficult for criminals like us to know which states have loose gun laws. How would a criminal like me know which states permit me to carry loaded guns in their amusement parks, golf courses, or beaches?
I have some violent friends. We all wear leather jackets and scream at women. And we want to find out which states we can buy and sell guns easily.
Crimadvisor.com. That's the site to find out where it's easiest for felons and fugitives to buy, carry, and even traffic guns.
That's why I love Arizona, where I can go see the beautiful Grand Canyon and carry a loaded gun without even having to get a background check.
You would fail that background check.
I'm sure of it. Now, what about a road trip? What states can I go to fill my trunk with guns and take it back home for my even more dangerous friends?
CrimAdvisor has a list for that.
That's so unreasonable.
Our traffickers top 10.
Nevada. What happens in Vegas may have to stay in Vegas, but your guns don't. Bring them over to California and sell them.
The market up there is hungry. Hungry for guns.
I understand that crimadvisor.com will tell me which states really cater to us criminals and creeps, but what about the states where we're not so welcome? The ones that don't get us?
I don't even like saying the name of these states, but California, Connecticut, Maryland, and New York all have laws to keep guns out of the hands of people like us.
Oh, I want to shoot California so bad.
Ooh, California.
Ooh, go home. Wow. CrimAdvisor.com has all this information?
Sure does.
CrimAdvisor.com. Plan your perfect getaway. Oh, and TripAdvisor.
What you just watched was an ad put out by the Brady campaign. The Brady campaign or Brady Bills in general is an organization against firearms. They don't like firearms. They don't want logical laws about them. They want to basically get rid of firearms and or make it more difficult to obtain them. And first off, this was really weird. I found this on nutnfancy's channel or video, and I looked it up and I was able to record the ad, and I wanted to share it with you. First off, or second off, technically, they were talking about how certain states have very lax gun control laws, and this allows criminals to buy and carry guns without a permit or a background check, and that these lax laws can lead to crime. And I want to state the 3 ways you can get a firearm in America. There's 3 of them. You can either buy a gun from an FFL dealer, and you have to get a background check in order to buy the gun. So if you can't pass a background check to buy the gun, then you can't get the gun, and there's really no need for you to go through another background check to get a carry license, because you already went through the background check to get the gun in the first place. The 2 other ways, which are questioned by the Brady campaign and often are frowned upon by them, is either getting it through private sales or through inheritance or gifts, which they'll not. You don't use a background check when you gift a gun or when you sell a gun personally through the classifieds or gun shows or garage sales. There's no a background check. But keep in mind that the fact that these psychopaths, these felons, these fugitives are buying the gun is illegal. So the fact that they're felons means they can't possess the gun, but yet they're still breaking the law by getting the gun. And there's a 4th way you can get a gun, and that is to steal it, which does not require a background check, obviously. And criminals are not bound by the law. That's what a lot of people don't realize with the Brady campaign. The Brady campaign only restricts law-abiding citizens who are trying to obtain guns, use guns ethically. People like the felons and the fugitives, they're not going to obey the law. They're going to steal it. They're going to buy it illegally without a background check. And if they get caught with it, even in these states like Arizona, let's see, Pennsylvania, where you can open carry, if a felon is caught with a firearm, even Alaska, and they're a felon, they're caught with a firearm, they're already breaking the law. They will get arrested. And like I said, felons don't obey the law at all. They also complained about the ability to transfer guns across state borders, which I'm not against. It is true that a psychopath can get guns and transfer them across state borders, but really, what is wrong with this? The fact that they're getting the guns in the first place is the illegal activity. And there's nothing wrong with a law-abiding citizen moving to another state and taking his gun collection with him. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just like if you buy a vehicle and you want to transfer it across state lines and to move to your house. It's no different than moving your vehicle across state lines or your guns across state lines. Keep in mind that cars and drunk drivers kill a whole lot more people than firearms in this country. Now, they talked about particular states that make it difficult for, or make it supposedly difficult for criminals to get guns and use guns illegally. And one of them was California, and I thought this was very interesting. California has very, 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 very strict gun laws, but California is also home to one of the bloodiest and most extreme shootouts in law enforcement history. It's called the North Hollywood Shootout. It was a bank robbery. The people who were committing the crime had fully automatic AK-47s, had bulletproof vests, and all the law enforcement had was 38 specials and shotguns. They could not do anything to these psychopaths. They shot and shot and shot, but the bulletproof vest proved to be reliable, and the law enforcement eventually had to go to a gun store and borrow some AR-15s to help stop this crime that was being committed. And keep in mind these gun-free zones that the Brady campaign keeps on pushing on people are constantly being targeted by these psychopaths. Think about it. Theaters. There's been some shootouts at theaters. Schools. There's been many, many shootouts at schools, and they're supposed to be gun-free. The gun-free zone works so well while there's so many public mass shootings at schools. It doesn't make any sense. So these gun-free zones don't do anything because criminals break the law. That's what they do. Now, this advertisement is comical to me. It's completely asinine, and that's going to be the. I'm not trying to throw mud. I'm wanting to keep this civil, so I'm not going to say a whole lot of cursing or anything like that. I'm going to try to keep this video civil, but it's asinine. And I guess the final point I would like to make is that I'm not going to take any advice from an organization that puts a video out on YouTube of a woman putting a gun in her mouth. She said, quote, these states or these people are hungry for guns, and she puts a gun in her mouth and acts like she's biting it, and then she's seen pointing the gun at her face and looking at it. I don't know why. And she's completely disrespecting the firearm. Now, these guns are most likely fake guns, because the Brady campaign is obviously against guns, so they're not going to have real guns in the video. But still, they're realistic guns, and they're putting this video in the public where young kids who don't understand what they're seeing may see the firearm and or see these people disrespecting the firearm, and it's imitatable. These kids can imitate that action, and they see these people on this video playing around with guns, slinging them around without caring about where the barrel's pointed, and they're looking down the barrel and they're putting it in their mouth. And uneducated kids that might get a hold of a gun will show that same disrespect for firearms, and something bad can happen. So I don't want to take any advice from a organization that disrespects guns in that level, even though they're fake guns. it's not cool. It's not cool at all. And this is different from maybe a Hollywood movie where a firearm is used for a suicide scene and stuff. I don't agree with that in Hollywood, but it's different. These Hollywood scenes are showing psychopaths using guns, but they're rated. Like these movies are rated R or whatever. Most kids won't see these films if their parents don't take them to them, and young kids won't get into these movies without parent guidance. But this YouTube video is in public. Any kid who's watching this ad will see these people disrespecting guns in that manner, and that's why I am against this ad. Not only am I pro-Second Amendment, but this ad is dangerous. It's asinine. It doesn't make any logical sense from the arguments that they make, and they disrespect a realistic figure of a gun, and that is a bad example for the youth. And instead of demonizing guns and treating them like some kind of plaything, really what we should be doing is educating kids on the proper use of guns, the 10 Commandments of gun handling, never point a gun at something you don't intend on destroying, treat every gun as if it's loaded, so on and so forth. Always safety check a gun when you have it when you are handed one. They should be learning safety rules and not this junk that these people are putting out in the public. And that's all I wanted to say. Sorry if I get a little bit preachy, but I felt strongly about this video. I'm Asatsu5, and I'm out.